why do you, so let's talk, I know you're a professor here at
NYU.
NYU. And why do you talk about, I've heard you talk about advising your students not to follow their passion, but to follow their talent. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think anyone who tells you to follow your passion is already rich. I think this is your job. I think your job is to find what you're really good at.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of times young men mistake their talent for their hobbies or mistake their hobbies for their passion.
Okay, they mistake their hobbies for their passion.
I wanted to be a football player when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Then I wanted to be a pediatrician. I mean, what I found was I was really good at analytics, and very few boys grow up thinking I'm really good with data. And so the majority of the quote unquote passion fields are really shitty industries because there's too many people going into them. There's 180,000 people in the SAG-AFTRA union, which is the union representing actors. 83% of them last year didn't qualify for health insurance because they didn't make over $23,000.
They're not even making any movies anymore.
Try and be a DJ. Do you know what percentage of high school basketball players make it into the NBA? I mean, it's insane.
I don't know. Yeah, very few.
The more romantic or sexy an industry is, the lower the ROI on your effort. This is your job. Find something you're good at instinctively, you have an affinity for, that you could someday maybe in the top 10% or the top 1%, and here's the key part, that has a 90+% employment rate. Because if you're good, I'm renovating a house right now, and this guy comes in, he's the soapstone guy. He knows more about soapstone than anyone. He's this Iraqi immigrant, and he got really into it. And he was very open with me. He makes 1.8 million pounds a year. He clears 800,000 pounds a year, right? I don't think he grew up as a child thinking I'm going to be the soapstone guy in Marylebone, London.
Yeah.
No one grows up thinking I want to be the best tax attorney in the world. The best tax attorneys fly private and have a larger selection set of mates than they deserve. And the guy telling you at NYU to follow your passion made his billions in iron ore smelting, right? Yeah. The boring industries, the boring shit is where you can make a great deal of money.
Yeah.
Be a DJ on weekends.
Be a welder during the week.
That's right. Find a job that you're good at, you become great at, that's got a 90+% employment rate. If you're just good in that industry, you're going to make it. And this is what happens.
What does it mean, the 90+? Before you, I just want to make sure that that's clear. That has a 90%, what were you saying that part?
Employment rate.
And what does that mean when you say that? Just
tax law. Anyone with a degree in law,
you're going to get a job
law,
in it, 90% chance. That's what you're saying.
Employment rate.
Okay, got it.
Employment rate in basketball, DJ, art, modeling, sports, owning a club, a restaurant. I would bet the unemployment rate is 90%.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people pursuing too few jobs.
Right.
So I don't want to crush your dreams. If you want to be a DJ, you want to be the next Lionel Messi, just make sure you're getting bright signals very early that you're in the top 1%, which is where you're going to need to be.
Right, because otherwise at a certain point you have to play to the odds.
Well, this is what you become passionate about. You're going to see this as you get older. You become passionate about taking care of your kids. Mm-hmm. You become passionate about taking care of your parents. You become passionate about going to the Hotel du Cap or going to F1 in Austin. I went to Wimbledon for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd rather be Roger Federer than me. I'd rather be Nadal than me. Mm-hmm. But I'd rather be me than the number 5 seed in the world.
Yeah, who's that?
I have no idea.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And all I know is the number 5 seed is in the 0.0001%. All I need to be is in the top 10% of my field, and I can buy my way into Wimbledon.
Right.
So find something you're great at. And if you're great at it and you can make money at it, you're going to have a great relationship with your wife and your kids. You're going to we live in a capitalist society.
Right. And that's not going to change, right?
100% no. America becomes more like itself every day, and that is it is a loving, generous place if you have money. It's a rapacious, violent place if you don't have money. And I'm not saying that's the way it should be, but that is the way it is. So your job as a young person, what could I be great at that pays, that has a 90+% employment rate? And this is where passion comes from. The accoutrements, the camaraderie, the economic relevance, the status of being great at something where you're making good money, that will make you passionate about that thing. Mastery, artisanship, being a ninja-like warrior in anything will make you passionate about that thing, regardless of how boring it may sound when you're 9 years old.
Yeah, it's funny. The better I've become at some things, the more I like them. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Yeah.